Let's talk about 12 reasons that you need to declare war on your debt. And I want you to imagine a person who works 9 to 5. They're smart, they have a degree, they wear a nice suit, they drive a BMW. Everybody looks at them and thinks, wow, that guy's really successful. That woman's really successful. They look like a master of the universe. But every morning when they wake up, the first 4 hours of their labor doesn't belong to them. It belongs to Visa. It belongs to MasterCard. It belongs to the graduate school that they went to. It belongs to the bank that actually owns their card. They don't really own it. In the old days, we called that indentured servitude. Today, we call it normal. My name is Dr. Nathan Crockett. I own 19 businesses and nearly 50 pieces of commercial and residential real estate. And today, we're going to talk about the single biggest enemy to your freedom. It isn't taxes, which you might feel like that's your biggest enemy, but in many ways, it's not. It isn't the economy more broadly. It's what I call the debt trap. Because even a lot of people that own a lot of real estate don't actually own it. Banks own it. We've been privileged to pay cash for our real estate. And if you're a professional making good money, but wondering why you still feel broke, this video is for you. I want to give you 12 reasons why you need to declare war on your debt today. The first reason is what I call the mathematical reverse of Einstein. So the reverse Einstein. Einstein talked about compounding interest being the eighth wonder of the world. He said, he who understands it earns it. He who doesn't understand it pays it. When you invest, your money makes babies, and then those babies make babies, and that's how you get rich. But when you're in debt, the bank's money is making babies off of your sweat. You're on the wrong side of the mathematical equation. You're funding someone else's retirement instead of your own. So this wonderful thing, compounding interest that Einstein talked about, you got on the wrong side of that. So you need to get out of that. Second reason is it kills your career freedom. You could call it the golden handcuffs. Have you ever wanted to quit your job? Maybe start a new business, maybe go into an entrepreneurial pursuit, maybe just take a lower paying job that actually makes you happy. If you have $50,000 in debt, $70,000 in debt, $30,000 in debt, you can't quit your job. You have to stay in the high stress job just to make the monthly payments. Debt turns your boss from a partner into a jailer. When you're debt free, you can walk away. That's a superpower that comes with being out of debt. Third reason is the risk multiplier. Debt multiplies your risk. Life is risky. You could lose your job. You could get sick. If you had zero debt and you lost your job, it's a hassle. If you have $5,000 a month in payments and you lose your job, it's a catastrophe. Debt takes a normal speed bump in life and turns it into a cliff. Avoiding debt is the best insurance policy that money can buy and the best way to help you sleep at night. Fourth reason, the relationship toxifier, right? Debt poisons your relationships. You can ask any marriage counselor, and probably the number one cause of stress and divorce is money. Right up there would be communication as well, but it's rarely we don't make enough. It's usually we owe too much. You brought all this debt into our marriage. It's like bringing a third party into your bedroom, the bank. The stress of how will we pay this kills romance faster than almost anything else. Fifth reason is the opportunity cost. Let's say you pay $500 a month on a car payment. You think I can afford $500, but you aren't just losing $500. You're losing what that $500 could have become. If you had invested that $500 a month for 30 years, it would be worth nearly $1 million. The fancy car didn't cost you $30,000. It cost you your multi-million-dollar retirement. So opportunity cost. Reason number 6 you need to get out of debt, the inflation lie. Debt makes you vulnerable to inflation. Some people say, well, debt's a good thing during inflation because you pay it back with cheaper dollars. That's only true if your wages go up. But for most people, inflation means gas and groceries get more expensive, but their paycheck stays the same. Suddenly that debt payment feels heavier and heavier and heavier because you actually have less real cash to pay it. So don't buy into that, I'll get into as much debt as possible because that will help me because of inflation. Seventh reason is you're stealing from the future you. It's like the future you tax. When you swipe a credit card for a vacation you can't afford, you're having fun now, but you're making your future self miserable. You're forcing the 40-year-old version of yourself to work overtime to pay for the 30-year-old version of yourself to go have fun. That's a terrible way to treat yourself. Reason number 8, debt numbs your brain. This is a psychological reason, right? Debt numbs your brain. When you pay with cash, it hurts. You feel the money leaving your hand. When you pay with credit, you feel almost nothing. It separates the pleasure of buying from the pain of paying. This rewires your brain to overspend. You stop asking, can I afford this? And you start asking, can I afford the monthly payment? Those are two very, very different questions. Reason number 9 is the emergency trap. It destroys your ability to handle emergencies. 60% of Americans can't cover a $1,000 emergency. Why? Because their money's already spoken for. When the transmission blows up or the kid needs braces which We just 3 days ago took our 14-year-old to look at getting braces. The person with debt has to borrow more just to survive. It becomes a spiral, a trap that gets deeper every time, and you just struggle and struggle and struggle. 10th reason is the status game. It forces you, going further in debt forces you to play the status game. We buy things we don't need with money we don't have to impress people we don't like. It's crazy. Debt is usually a symptom of trying to look rich instead of actually being rich. True wealth is quiet. Debt is loud. Reason number 11, the credit score scam, right? So it makes you obsess over the wrong score. People stay in debt to build their credit score, but a credit score isn't winning at money score. It's I love debt score. You can have $1 million in the bank and have a low credit score, or you can be broke and have a perfect credit score. Don't play the bank's game. Play your own game. A 12th reason to avoid debt is dignity. There's a different way you walk when you owe no man anything. When your paycheck hits your account and 100% of it is yours, that's dignity. I mean, I don't know if 100% is ever yours because of taxes and insurance and so on, but that's peace. You can't put a price tag on the ability to sleep well at night. So in conclusion, here's my challenge to you. Stop normalizing the chains of bondage that debt brings. If you're in the trap, get angry, not in an unrighteous way as a Christian leader, but use the snowball method. Use the avalanche method. Do whatever it takes to claw your way out. And there's multiple different ways to do that. That's not my purpose right now. I just wanted to tell you 12 of the major problems with debt. But when you can claw your way out of debt, the view from the other side is incredible. It's very worth it, and you'll probably never want to go back into debt again. So I hope this video was helpful. If so, maybe leave a thumbs up or share it with a friend or subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Again, thanks for taking the time to watch it, and I hope that you have a wonderful day getting out of debt and rejoicing in Jesus.